Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Titan del 86. Here you will find everything from your favorite characters, from anime, series, or movies, such as figures, statues, trading cards, and other limited special edition items. I will show you everything that is included. For example, we will discuss the design of the box, how it's packaged, the design of the figure, the articulation points, the accessories that are included, and we will see our favorite characters in special scenes. And you never know, you might see other characters make special guest appearances, so you can decide whether it's worth getting or not. Subscribe and join me on new weekly adventures. Now let's start the show. Let's go. Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel. My name is Titan del 86, and today from S.H.Figuarts and Dragon Ball Daima, I present to you Mini Vegeta. Looking at the front of the box, you see a cutout of the figure. Then through the window, you can basically see Mini Vegeta and all the stuff that comes with them. And once again, this one has the purple lettering, similar to how we saw with Mini Goku. Looking at the back of the box, you can see Mini Vegeta doing several different poses, basically showing him in combat. And once again, he comes with my favorite set of arms, the cross ones. So it doesn't seem like it's got anything extra other than the figure. So now let's go into the figure. Mini Vegeta comes in one blister pack. Here you can basically see that he comes with 4 expressions, the cross arms, 4 sets of hands, and he also has an alternative hairpiece. So this figure doesn't really come with a whole lot. At least Mini Goku had the power pole. So let's see what we can do with this one. I feel like they kept everything at a minimum for him. This is the 360 of Mini Vegeta straight out of the box. For first impressions, he is really hard to balance, and I think most of that is because he has these tiny little feet and then the big hair with the big head. So I think that basically outweighs the figure to basically the center mass being mostly done by the hair towards the back. So I think that is the difficulty on this little figure, especially when it came to balancing him. The other thing, similar to what we saw with Mini Goku, again this Vegeta has micro joints. I can't wait to get to see what articulations he comes with, because he looks like he could have some really good ones. And then we can do a comparison with the regular size Vegeta. Maybe this one might have a little bit more. I could somewhat tell already by looking at the boots. And once again, I think this is probably the same size as Mini Goku if we had to do a side by side comparison. So again, these are really small figures. I remember I first saw this figure when I went to the San Diego Comic-Con earlier this year as well. And just like the Goku and the Piccolo, right? I wasn't too thrilled about it, but here we are again. So I'm just trying to see what this figure can do. Just again, I'm testing out the Dragon Ball Daima figure line, just to see if it's something that I'm going to follow through or I'm just going to do the first 3. I'm still on the fence on the Piccolo one. Now let's check out what articulations come with this Mini Saiyan Prince. I think by now he should be calling himself King Vegeta. So at first he got decapitated. So this is as low as he can look. And once again, for some reason the head keeps coming out. I think it's because of how the head is shaped and the type of joint that they put inside the head, as you can see there. Just with the super long stem here. So if you see it, if I look at it straight down, you can kind of see where it interferes. So I think we're not going to get really good rotations out of the head. So he has good neck movement. I think we're just going to have to be careful on how we rotate the head. If not, his head is going to fall off. So far not a really good design here. I think the Goku one did it better. This is as straight as the arms go. 360. Unlike Goku, the head of Vegeta doesn't fully interfere with the rotation path. I don't think he has the shoulder extension. I think if you see it here, you can kind of see how the arm has an L shape on it. So I don't think we're going to be able to get much center out of it. So this is as center as the arms can go. Here's the elbow. Really micro there. There's no rotation of the bicep. You get 360 of the mini hand. You do get a good side movement, so the second section of the glove is not fully interfering, which is good. But you don't get any other rotation there. There's no torsional rotation, so this is mainly coming from the waist. So I think the pin is probably all the way up to the back. Good rotation on the waist. Wow. Good movement on the leg. This is as high as it goes. This is as much as the split goes. And we actually got some good movement there. This is as far back as it goes. So the leg movement is really good than what I was expecting. There's your knee. This is as high up as the toes go. This is as far down. You got inboard, outboard, and then you got the toes. So overall, he's got some good rotations. I just don't like the one for the head and the one that they did for the shoulders. I think they could have did a little bit more, especially after seeing the Goku figure. There you have it. So here's a view of the Vegeta figure without the face. So as you see, it's got the long stem that connects the head towards the top of the neck. So the reason why it keeps falling off when we try to make him look to the left or look to the right is because the expectation is for the rotation to come in from the bottom side of the pin. But because you leverage it from the top, as you see here, this one, it cannot really accommodate it because all it's going to do is this type of rotation. See that? So in theory, for it to do the rotation from the top, the figure will have to be looking in the top down direction like this. So this is the only way you can get the rotation from the top of the pin. But because they designed the figure to be sideways, and for some reason they're expecting the rotation to come in from the neck portion of it, but that's not what we're getting here. Because when you rotate it from the side, you're basically pulling the head out of the socket. So there you go. This is why turning his head is going to be a chore. Here's an overview and a close-up of all the 4 expressions that come with this mini Vegeta. The first expression is the one that came as the neutral one for the figure. So in this one, he's got the mean mug. The second one shows the smirk. He still looks very mean there. The next one is the action expression where he is yelling, and again you can see he looks really upset there again. Then the last one is showing the teeth grunting, and there he just looks super pissed. So overall in this Vegeta figure, it's basically an angry type of expressions. So in general, all 4 expressions are basically leaning more towards the hateness and angriness of Vegeta. So you do get an extra hairpiece to kind of show motion, but honestly, looking at both of them, they're very identical. So you have to have like eagle eyes if you really want to see the difference. So here's the comparison between both of them, and as you can see, one is more biased towards the right side, while the other one is more centered. But when you look at it from the back, you can really tell there. But other than that, you're not going to tell them much apart. For this scene, I have Vegeta powering up as he's about to do an energy blast. So here you can see the battle aura, and I gave them the expression with the smirk on it. The other thing I did is I swapped out the hairpiece to symbolize the motion of that energy just flowing through the air. I was actually surprised I was able to get him to balance with this particular pose, but I think what's helping me is because the arms are thrown forward to counteract the weight from the hair going backwards. Honestly, looking at it, comparing it to the mini Goku, the mini Goku left a good impression on me that I feel that this one kind of came a little bit short. Now, if I would have done this one first and then the mini Goku, then I think my views would have been a little bit more different than what I have him now. Because with the mini Goku figure, it basically set the expectations to a certain point where I just don't see this figure matching that as far as the articulations are coming through. I feel like mini Goku had more articulating points than this particular Vegeta. The other thing is really that head rotation. Like I showed you earlier, I think that is something that they could have done better on this particular Vegeta figure. Especially since the Goku figure basically gave us the standard of what to expect on these mini figures. But in the case here, the Vegeta figure is not bad, but it's also not the best one out there either. So I want to say this is probably like an average type of figure as far as what we're getting. I feel like they could have gave us a little bit more quote-unquote goodies, but we didn't get any really. For this scene, I have Vegeta with the action expression. Here he is powering up as he's starting to fly. I added the special effect part just to show the energy just flowing through Vegeta as he's gathering all that potential and he's starting to take flight, gathering all that massive energy. The other thing I did is I also flexed the shoulders as far back as they can go, since we technically don't have that type of motion in this particular Vegeta as far as the shoulder movement goes. One thing to note, because the Vegeta body is really tiny, you can kind of see how the pincers are a little bit collapsed, just so I could grab a good point on Vegeta. So I wonder if at some point they're gonna start making these special stands to accommodate these minifigures. But as of right now, this is one good way in case you're trying to pose your figure doing any action scenes that involve the figure being up in the air. One thing that I was able to find is, because of the pinions are really tiny, I am able to get that elbow rotation, not only in the up and down, also to make movement within the elbow. So he does have a little bit of rotation there, but it's very limited. I want to say you probably might get a 30 degrees out of it. So basically what you're seeing is the elbows rotated outboard as max as I was able to based on the figure. I do like the details that he does have. They're very minimal, and hopefully the light can capture it, but you can see a little bit of muscle contours on his body, which is not 100% visible to what the Vegeta that we're used to. But I wonder how we're gonna see him once he starts entering major scenes in Dragon Ball Daima, especially once he starts to go Super Saiyan and he starts powering up. For this scene, I have Vegeta with the crossed arms, and I gave him the expression where he looks upset, which is the one that they use as the base expression for this figure. So in this one, he's just patiently waiting for his turn to fight in the next battle. So here you can see where the building's already collapsed, and he's using that to lean on it. Here you can really see Vegeta mean mugging. I just wanted to do something different versus just having him standing up with the cross arms. I added more meaning to the scene, if that makes sense, just to get creative with the figure. I know I mentioned that I really don't like the cross arms, but on this one, the way they did it is separated into two sections, which actually works. I wish they would do that with the other S.H.Figuarts that we've seen in the past, like the Piccolos and the other Vegetas, or basically all the ones that feature characters with cross arms. I think for this one, by being able to separate them into two segments and have them hook up in the middle, so on this particular one, it's got like a little section where it can basically hook up. So that way you can attach each one to the shoulder, and then you can just swing it around and then use the hook feature to tie them up in the center. I really like that execution. I wasn't expecting that. Honestly, I thought it was going to be one long piece, and I think what probably happened is they thought about it. Since the figure is really small, that means that the parts are very delicate, so I think they were worried about people snapping these off. So that's why they probably decided to just make it a two-piece, because it looks very thoughtful and makes you wonder what exactly is Vegeta thinking. And once again, the one thing that I don't like about the figure is that the head keeps coming off. I do like the execution that they did for the cross arms. For this scene, I have Vegeta fighting Goku. Well, they're mini versions. For this one, Vegeta is striking Goku, and Goku is defending with the power pole. I added the wind effect part just so you can see the intensity of the energy clash between these two titans. I gave both of them the grunting expression just to intensify the scene of how evenly matched they both are, since these are two mighty Saiyan warriors. Overall, the Vegeta figure is not bad, but when you compare it to the mini Goku, you can start to see some of the flaws within the Vegeta figure. For example, rotating the head. In every scene that I did here, the head would just magically pop off. As of right now, for me personally, I'm still on the fence whether to keep going with the minifigures. Honestly, looking back, they kind of remind me of the WCF figures. I just think that the mini figures here, it kind of resembles a little bit of the mini S.H.Figuarts, but these do have way more articulations than those figures in my opinion. Again, I have to keep going back to the Goku figure, because to me, that one, when I unboxed it and then my review for it, it left a really good impression, but I'm not getting that same satisfaction out of the Vegeta one, which makes me wonder the Piccolo one, what are we going to expect out of that one? In case you're wondering, I have not put my order for it, but I'm still on the fence, so maybe that'll be the tiebreaker for me. This is all I have for you today. If you like what you've seen, don't forget to leave your like, subscribe to the channel, and share the video, and I'll see you next week with a brand new video. Thank you and bye.